Our protagonist urgently asks the cameraman to turn off the camera, causing everyone to panic. He even threatens to break the recording device if necessary. Meanwhile, Tusk brings Min Byung's body and places Cha Hai-in within the designated border. Chairman Bayek then questions Jin-woo about his plans for his younger brother. When Jin-woo remains silent, Baek raises his voice, demanding an answer. Jin-woo, however, insists that there's no time to waste and orders him to be quiet. Just like that, the shadow of the S-rank hunter, now fully restored, successfully emerges. Meanwhile, in Japan, the port warning signals are activated. Japanese hunters are ordered to return to the island to continue their battle. However, one hunter is still traumatized by the monster that killed Goto Ryuji. Believing they haven't yet avenged him, they prepare for another assault. But their manager interrupts, announcing that the Ant King is already dead. He struggles to believe it, especially since even the formidable Goto Ryuji was unable to defeat it. Back in Korea, the hunters are beginning to realize the true nature of Jin-woo's ability. His power doesn't merely summon the dead, it can fully utilize their past strengths. This is far beyond what they had initially imagined. Within Jin-woo's mind, he hears the voice of the newly awakened shadow, urging him to use its power. Without hesitation, Min Byung's shadow quickly restores all of Cha Hai-in's internal injuries. Jin-woo gains a newfound respect for the late S-rank healer. Even though he had given no explicit instructions, Min Byung had instinctively used his healing abilities to help those in need. He had been a genuinely kind person. Now, everyone understands why Jin-woo was so adamant about turning off the cameras. If others witnessed this scene, it would surely spark massive controversy. Baek Yoon-ho acknowledges this as well. He warns Jin-woo that if he continues down the path of a hunter, Min Byung's abilities would prove invaluable. However, he also knows that his younger brother had always detested the battlefield. Placing a hand on Jin-woo's shoulder, Baek hopes he won't force Min Byung's shadow to fight again. This time, unlike before, Baek's gesture is not an order. It's a request. Jin-woo had already decided on his answer. He approaches Min Byung's shadow and releases him, allowing the healer to finally rest in peace. Overwhelmed with gratitude, Baek sheds tears and thanks his fallen comrade. The aftermath and new threats on the Japanese side, the remaining hunters are furious. They've lost 7 out of 10 S-rank hunters, while the Korean side remains largely intact. Their leader questions whether they should continue fighting, but further losses could severely impact their ability to respond to future gates. Ultimately, he orders an immediate retreat. Meanwhile, near Jeju Island, the ant colony is spiraling out of control. Korean hunters struggle to contain them, while S-rank hunters rush to evacuate civilians. The sight of chaos fills them with dread. When asked about Jin-woo, Lim Tae-gyu states that he stayed behind to clear the battlefield. With their current strength, they would only be a hindrance to him. Inside the battlefield, Jin-woo and his shadow army begin their cleanup operation. To his surprise, eliminating the remaining unhatched ants grants him significant experience points. Without hesitation, he draws his long sword and unleashes a devastating attack, annihilating an entire swarm. As he wields his weapon, Jin-woo realizes that letting it collect dust would be a waste. It is, after all, the Demon King's longsword, worthy of being wielded in battle. A new evolution, Jin-woo's level continues to rise rapidly. Upon reaching level 100, he is granted the profession of Dark Emperor and receives the title, One Who Overcame Adversity. As he prepares to summon a new shadow from a fallen foe, the battlefield is suddenly engulfed in darkness. For a brief moment, Jin-woo senses nothing, an eerie void. Then, as if reality itself shifts, the darkness begins to condense. A cocoon takes form, pulsating with immense power. From within, the Ant King is reborn, exuding an even more overwhelming aura than before. Initially, Jin Woo assumes that the extraction process has failed, but before he can act, a voice calls out to him, "My king." Jin Woo is momentarily stunned. This is the first time a shadow has spoken so clearly. Kneeling before him, the newly reborn Ant King humbly requests a name. The system identifies him as a general, explaining why he possesses intelligence and speech. But Jin Woo is still astonished. He had killed this creature, and yet it now stands before him, pledging loyalty. When Jin Woo questions this, the Ant King replies wisely, "I was not defeated. I was reborn through your power." Moved by his unwavering devotion, Jin Woo names him Beru, and immediately summons the shadows of all the surrounding ants. On the mainland, the Korean hunters face a new crisis as ants begin spreading uncontrollably. If even a single one breaches the city, the consequences would be catastrophic. Beru estimates that roughly 4,000 ants remain. When Jin Woo asks if he can handle them, Beru responds confidently, "It would be easy." Meanwhile, Hunter Song Chi-yul directs the remaining forces, but they struggle against an onslaught of jade ants. Just as hope begins to fade, Beru appears, effortlessly slicing them apart. Nearby, a group of elite S-rank hunters is locked in battle, desperately trying to escape. As the situation turns dire, lightning suddenly strikes down, obliterating the enemy. When they look up, they see Jin Woo, riding on the back of his dragon. At last, the battle for Jeju Island comes to an end. The remaining ants are exterminated, minimizing further casualties. The hunters rejoice. Their mission is finally complete. A new era begins. 2 days later, along the coast of China, remnants of the ants appear. Chinese hunters prepare to eliminate them, but Liu Zhigang, the strongest hunter in China, arrives first. With astonishing speed, he reduces the airborne ants to nothing but fish food. Yet, he is unsatisfied. He had hoped to face the Ant King himself. Following the battle, the Hunter Association holds a grand funeral for the fallen. A memorial is erected to honor them. Jin Woo personally sets up Min Byung's nameplate, knowing that despite the victory, his death could have been avoided, if only he had arrived sooner. Beck steps forward, speaking proudly. No matter what the world says, Jin Woo is the one who ended the disaster. Chai Hai-in, now recovered, watches Jin Woo in silence, unable to express her thoughts. Chairman Go Gun-hee personally thanks Jin Woo for his efforts. Though the young hunter reflects on what he could have done differently, he ultimately accepts that his accomplishments were monumental. With his strength now known worldwide, many forces will soon set their sights on him. When asked about his future plans, Jin Woo declares, "I will form my own guild." A new threat looms. While hunters work to eliminate the last of the ant nest, a mysterious figure appears. The Beast Emperor, an unknown yet terrifying presence, observes the battlefield. Just as he prepares to attack, another entity, the Ice Emperor, intervenes. Rather than fight, he places everyone into a deep slumber. Their goal? To confirm the power of the Dark Emperor. As they vanish, another shocking revelation unfolds. Jin Woo's father appears. At that moment, Jin Ho eagerly asks his brother about their new guild. As the chairman approves its formation, a call suddenly comes in. A B-rank gate has appeared. Jin Woo wastes no time. He will clear it alone. Upon entering, the gate suddenly turns red. just like before. Realizing the danger, Jinwoo steels himself. He doesn't have time to waste. His mother is waiting for him at home. As his dark army advances, he silently wonders, who will be his next prey?